Hello, everybody. Welcome to Salon Lounge at Dixon Place. And okay, well prepared. I am Heidi Russell, founder of International Women Artists Salon. And this is one of our series. It takes place here at Dixon the third Saturday of every month. And we're hoping that you'll become regulars, or at least periodic. Check us out throughout the year. This is our 5th year working here with Dixon Place for this series. So thank you to Ellie Coven and her amazing staff. Thank you to Kayla over there, our bartender. So be sure to patron her and tip her well tonight. And we have an amazing showcase, as always, but tonight feels a little extra special tonight for some reason, but I'm sure you will see why. And thank you to Annie, who's our videographer out there. And yeah, so International Women Artists Salon was founded in 2008 and has grown to connect thousands of women around the world, women creatives of different disciplines. And we help showcase work and present a platform for engagement. So please follow us. All the information is on the back of your program. And engage with us any way you'd like. And we hope that you will do so regularly, but whatever fits in with your schedule and needs and timing. It's always here for you. And luckily I don't have to host tonight. We actually have a fabulous host. So I am going to introduce her, bring her up to the stage, and then she will take you through the show. And it's my pleasure to introduce Alexandra Sanchez. And Alexandra is a native New Yorker and the writer, creator, star of the web series Almost Coast to Coast. She can be seen in such works as The Miracle of Tony Davis and The Amateur. She performs as often as possible at the People's Improv Theater with her teammates on Snapshirt. You can follow her on Twitter and Instagram, which you see in the program here. So without further ado, we'll get rolling. I'll bring her up to the stage.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing pretty well. Thanks so much. Tonight I'm really excited because our theme is The Future is Female. And you'll see tonight that we have a wonderful array of 4 female artists, women who are presenting to you a plethora of different types of art. So I'll start with, we'll start with a film. It's actually a premiere of a documentary called The Future is Female by Elena Grosso. She and Marco Vitali started Light Up Film production company. And he is a cinematographer, she is an actress. And please enjoy the premiere of this documentary. It was started, her production company was started in 2008 in Italy, and now she's here with us tonight. And enjoy.
Juliet, I'm 12. When people say don't be such a girl or you're such a girl, they're referring that girls are scared or they're weak.
I feel like it's really offensive. It feels like you're being targeted for being a girl. If you were to do something that that person thought was a bad thing, and then saying that, connecting that action with being a girl, I feel like it's really sexist and rude.
I think sometimes people think we might be more weak, and since we're a girl we might have more emotions. We're so sensitive, and I don't think that is true at all. I think that every woman is powerful inside, and any woman can be powerful.
Even just like Trump talking about it, like how like Hillary couldn't be president because like she was more sensitive and like she would make rash decisions, but like he's already done that and he's not a woman.
I think he kind of thinks this is all a game. He thinks he can do whatever he wants and just nothing bad will happen, but I think he doesn't realize how many people are being affected by it. The most powerful thing about being a woman is that people don't really think we're strong, but we're able to prove them wrong. And it's really important because a lot of the time they're in shock
The Women's March was a lot of fun. Like, it was just great knowing that so many people felt so strongly about one topic. But then at the same time, it was like kind of scary knowing that like one person being elected like triggered like so many women, like a whole gender, to come out and fight against one man.
It was really crowded. There was a lot of people. It was unbelievable. Most of the time we didn't even move, but even though we weren't moving that much, we were still all there together.
I always knew that women's right was really important, but at that moment when I was at the march, it kind of like hit me that like how important we have to stand up for women's rights.
We can like stand up to Trump because like of all the degrading things he said about women. Like, we need to stick up for ourselves and like for men to know that it's not okay to say that.
Now we kind of talk more about politics and what we think about what's been happening in the world currently. Always try to make sure we go over it because it is super important.
I feel like we're putting a lot of effort and that they can't like just ignore us because it's basically the whole world is in on this.
I believe in our generation.
When I grow up, I want to be an actress.
I want to be an interior designer.
I want to be a doctor.
I would want to be a lawyer.
Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can't change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has.
Hi. I'm Elena, the director of the documentary, and I just wanted to say a couple of things about this short documentary that we made. It was made right after Trump won, so kind of a long time ago. And we decided to do it because I babysit all of these girls, like I know them all, and I just wanted to show everybody what they were feeling, because I thought it was just, it hit me pretty hard to understand that even girls so young, they're 11, 12, 13, they knew what was happening and they were extremely scared. And it all happened because Juliet, which is the first girl that you see, I picked her up from school the day after Trump got elected, and she was crying. Because she told me, I want to get emotional, she told me, I'm very scared that you're going to get deported, because I'm Italian, I'm not American. And I told her, I was like, Juliet, don't worry about it. But she was crying. She said, you're a woman and you're an immigrant and I'm very scared. And Juliet is 11. She was 11 at the time. And that's when I decided, talking with my partner Marco, to do something about it. And the only thing that I can do as an actress and cinematographer is make a documentary. And so we decided to do this, and we've been trying to put it out there in Italy mostly because we're Italian. But I really wanted to give these amazing young women a platform, a voice, because they have it and they know what's happening and they have a strong opinion about it, and that's it. So thank you.
Thanks to Elena and to Heidi for curating the show tonight and inviting all of us out. Thanks to all of you who came. Let's see if I can fix this one. Yeah, so as you just heard, the song is also in art show right now. It's called Silver Trails, and it's the first time I'm gonna perform it. And I have this whole series of work called Songs Without Sound, which is basically visual images of my songs. So I put my lyrics in visual artwork as well. Yeah. So let's see how it goes. It's so new that I still have my little book of songs with me. So. One wonders, how did we come so far? How did we end up where we are? One wonders about the path that took us through the past and carried us through on a string that proved to last. Silver trails in the rails through the dust from a above we fall, and then we fly through the sky, and the time hits the nightfall, and we hang in a string while we wait to begin. When life serves you wine, it takes you through caves to show you the light, underground to teach about heights. When life serves you wine, you feel a hand that holds yours tight, and you sleep throughout the night. Silver trails and the rails, through the dust from above we fall, and then we fly through the sky, and the time hits the nightfall, and we hang in a string while we wait to begin. From above we fall, and then we fly through the sky, and the time hits the nightfall, and we hang in a string while we wait to begin. Thank you. Thank you. I have a few more songs that are actually today they were released on the Salon Radio, and there's a full interview there that Heidi did with me, and also what's her name, Sherman. Oh yeah, Marine as well. Hey, hi, how are you? Good to see you. So yeah,
it's great to interview you. You're fabulous.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so we talk a little bit about how it is to be a woman and being an artist, and what inspires me as an artist. And yeah, so you can go on and listen to that. It was just released today. And one of the things that also inspires me is teaching. Not only have my teachers inspired me a lot, but my students inspire me a lot as well. And I've been working both as a visual art teacher in the Bronx and in Harlem, teaching young kids up there, but also am a piano teacher. And since the subject of today is the future is female, I also invited a girl who is very special to me to come up on stage with me, and her name is Rose. And if you want to sit up here, Rose, we can just say hi to everybody. Okay. So we already heard what your name is, but maybe you want to say hi.
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 This is Rose, and Rose, do you want to tell how old you are?
8.
Wow.
Rose is 8 years old, and I started teaching you 2 years ago, right? And the first song, I could feel very soon that Rose was a very special student, and she's very, very smart. So the first song she ever learned was a piece of music by Mozart called Türkischer Marsch, which is very difficult. But Rose really was so good at it. And so besides playing the piano, she also has some other things that she's good at. She always is reading when I come in to teach her. Can you tell us how many books you're reading right now?
3.
Okay, and how many books do you think you've read in total? Like if you had to think about how many books you ever read.
More than 100.
Yeah, I think so too, because she's always, one day I came in a couple of weeks ago and you were reading 8 books at the same time, you said. So I just want to say, like, this here is the future, and she's really something special. And also, you also have some, you like playing the piano, right? We have a lot of fun while I'm teaching you, but you also have a lot of other interests. Can you tell us a little bit about what you like to do when you don't play the piano and you don't go to school?
I go horseback riding, and I play tennis, and I go to ballet.
Ballet?
And taekwondo.
Yeah. Rose is actually pretty good at taekwondo, and I think her mom, Belinda, told me recently that your mom told me that taekwondo is kind of maybe your favorite thing, maybe? Is that true? There are many things, but I talked her into actually doing some taekwondo here on stage today while I play some piano. So, do you want to get your nunchucks? You ready? Cool. Okay, let's go.
Future is Rose. That was awesome. Up next, we have a little bit of literature for you today, classic literature. Our next performer is Tahara Stanley, and she will be she's an actress from Toronto. She's in town for a week. Apparently got off the bus like 5 minutes ago. And she will read Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. My favorite poem, and yours too.
I feel like a celebrity. Everyone's doing so much work for me to read this poem. Thank you. Thank you. That's perfect. Yeah. It's great. It's great. I also just have a loud voice. Hello, everyone. Hi. So Maya Angelou is my favorite. She's an actress, activist, and writer, and Elena asked me to read something today, and I was like, of course I'll read some Maya Angelou. This is the sexiest of her poems, I might say, and I'm just gonna go for it. And there's a part where that I'm gonna repeat over throughout the poem, and I'm gonna say "phenomenal woman," and when I point to you, you can say, "That's me." Even if you're a man, is there any men in here? There's no men in here. Oh, sorry. The one you can also say it. You can also say it. So let's just all work together on this poem. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or fall down to their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the stride of my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need of my care. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me.
That's it.
I just want to mention one more time to patron our wonderful bartender, Kayla. Tip her well. She's wonderful. I personally had a raspberry lavender soda. It was delicious. Thanks so much. Also, after, this is going to be our final performer tonight, and afterwards we'll be doing Pass the Hat, so be ready for that. And also, I forgot to do one thing, which is we had a historical woman that I kind of wanted to just touch on real quick, someone who is a woman of the past, an artist of the past, who hasn't particularly gotten the shine that they deserve. And that's Harriet Powers. Harriet Powers was a slave in the 1800s who used to make quilts, and that was her way of storytelling. So when you get home, Google Harriet Powers. She's awesome. Another Harriet of our past. We all know Tubman, but now we have Powers. All right. So there's your learning for tonight. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have some music and a monologue from one Miss Annie Delgado. Annie's a pop artist and an actress. Her debut single, Average Joe, came out this past summer, and her second single is set to release on the 26th. She will be performing original pieces, one called Can You Hear Me, and her single, Hey Girl. Please welcome her to the stage tonight. I'm excited to hear her songs.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
From a young age, women are taught to speak in a whisper, to speak quietly, to restrict our voices, to restrict our movement. We grow, but we take up the same space. We age, but we disappear. I don't want to disappear. So I ask, can you hear me?
Yes.
After a while, I felt myself disappearing, but I found my voice through music. So I ask that you voice your truth, that you speak your truth, that you sing your truth, paint your truth, capture your truth on camera, write your truth down. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So, I'm an actress and a pop artist here in the city. I've been here for about 4 years, and I consider myself a feminist too. Do you guys all also consider yourself feminists? Yeah. So, then you know, feminist means to believe in equality for everyone, for men, for women, for people of all races, all religions. But I think that being a feminist is also to be learning, right? You can't perfect feminism. You're always learning. You're learning more. And so this song is about a time when I learned how to be a better feminist.
You can totally get stabbed. You can totally get stabbed. Neither. Stabbed. Neither.
Hey, little girl, you got a little complex. You may act like you're all sugar and pearls and stick the butter knife in my back. And la 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 la, laughing behind your phone screen. While I was unaware, you knew what you were doing. And hey, girl, I thought that we were sisters don't steal each other's sisters. Hey, girl, know that you don't know me, but I thought that we were homies, 'cause we just want the same thing, equality. Can you hear me? Give it up for equality, guys. Woo! Ladies and fellas. And hey, little girl, it's hard to take the high road when the proof is in the air, flying from her cell phones. But hey, little girl, I refuse to be just like them, fighting a war for the sake of and hey, girl, I thought the way girl, don't feel each other. I know that you don't know me, but we just want the same thing, equality. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And it's not my instinct to just strangers, been working on myself. Not just in you, but you let me down, and now I wanna yell. Tell everybody in the whole world what you did to us, to me, to him. We were moving along like a melon song till you came in at the bridge. Oh. Hey, girl. Girl. Hey, little girl, it's hard to face the facts that it was just a mistake, 'cause it's hard to live with that. So hey, little girl, I'm gonna wave the white flag. No use waging wars, fighting only sets us back. Hey girl, 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 hey girl. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Great, so give it up for all of our performers tonight. Thank you all for coming tonight. You're all amazing, courageous, brave. And I want to thank Elena and Heidi for inviting me to host tonight. This is my first time hosting anything. So if everyone can just come on down, all the performers, come on down. We're going to have a little moment of, first we're going to pass the hat, which is a box toss. And then we might have a little time for some Q&A, which, yeah, we got a nice little...
Everybody up in the lights. We get a nice picture.
Oh, apparently we're doing a picture as well. Yeah. So after I get the mic.
Like that about it.
Mic. Hold it. So does anyone have any questions for any of our performers tonight? Yes.
How do you deal with many of the women that say Melania Trump, like they did with Hillary, stay with her husband, and whether she has been very careful how she worded his behavior, such as saying he's been very good to her, making it very much aware that she has been, making it to public, she had probably been aware of all his misdeeds, everything that's been going on, and women have been excusing it, just like they did with Hillary, and why did she say with Clinton, Bill Clinton, even though she came close to divorcing him. What do you tell them? And that's been pretty much why he won one of the reasons why he won the election.
So your question is,
the question
why?
is, what do you tell girls when they say, what about Melania Trump and what Hillary did, and knowing how one man, one husband treated their spouse?
Like,
How
do we
do you
still
overcome
call that
that?
feminism? Sure. Does anyone want to take that?
It's a very political question.
Yeah.
I'm political, so okay.
I would say I have mixed feelings about the whole thing. Obviously, I don't necessarily agree with her and how she supports her husband, but at the end of the day, it's her husband, and she needs to support him in whichever way she feels necessary.
The question is, how do you justify it to girls and young women?
Who justify it?
When you talk about your songs and the readings,
yeah,
you talk about your being powerful.
Yeah.
Then on the other hand, you have women that are accepting of his behavior. What do you go into? Let's say you're going into a classroom and there's very mixed messages out there. What do you tell them? How do you explain it?
I'm going to take it quickly. I don't think that it's I don't think it's our responsibility. I think you can only take care of yourself, and you have to show up as a powerful woman, whatever that means to you. I don't think it's our responsibility to speak on behalf of other women.
Yes, I disagree.
I would say the same. I'd also just say you don't justify it. If you don't agree with it, you have a talk with your kids or with your sisters or your mothers, etc. Like, you just talk about what your opinion is and what you're observing and how you see the world. We don't have to all agree, but you definitely won't justify what's going on right there. I think we can all agree on that.
Oh, question over here. No?
I have a question.
Yes. I'm just going to give people the mic.
It seems like you were all inspired by kids. I mean, I know you read Maya Angelou, but
I didn't love kids.
Yes.
She was a kid.
Oh, yeah. What was, do you think, what about kids inspires you? Yeah. The best way I can think of phrasing it.
That's good. I babysit my whole life, and I started studying teaching for kids. In Italy, I don't remember what it's called because I dropped very quickly at university and I came to New York. But my dream was to become a teacher, a theater teacher, because I don't know how to explain it, but the way that I feel around kids and the way they make me feel, it's very different and very special than the people of my age or older, because I see, and I was talking about this before with Hannah, I see what I'm missing in my life, which is just this pure essence of imagination, of understanding things very simply, of not overthinking, of just being in the moment, of being yourself, of appreciate. It's very hard to keep it your whole life, and you have that when you're a kid. And it's what I, as an actress, always try to remember, that when I was a kid, I wasn't like this, with my mind in a certain way, set in a certain way. When I was a kid, I was open. And I take a lot of inspiration from the girls that I babysit every day, all the time. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. They inspire me so much because they're still at the moment where, which I think we lost as adults, where everything is a possibility and you're open to it. And it's great, and the world is a great place, even though you might have your problems as a kid, but the world is your oyster, as they say.
I see the kids today, and I'm like really, really, really impressed. I'm only 22, but I feel like my generation, we were at kind of a weird point with the media, and we were kind of getting mixed signals, and we were getting a lot of, the media pinning women against women, and all of the archetypes of the early 2000s, and film at that time, the blonde girl was always the mean cheerleader, and the brunette girl was always like the plain Jane, awkward type. And growing up like that, I feel like girls were pinned against girls a little bit, and I see our generation now that's coming up not taking that. And so I'm definitely really, really inspired by how this generation has progressed and has taught all of us too.
Annie, I have a question. Who inspires you musically? What do you think of people like Britney Spears and Madonna?
I think that they're awesome. I've studied women of all different kinds of genres from all times of music, and I think that they're really powerful. I think that you know, the way Britney uses her body and her image is really powerful. And Madonna too. I'd say right now some of my biggest inspirations musically, one of them being Halsey. If you have or haven't heard of her, she's a pop artist. She's very into just doing her. She's so unique. She doesn't feel the need to explain herself or what's in her songs. She just puts it out there, and I'm a big fan of that.
Hi, I'm very inspired by some, I guess I'm a little bit old school. I'm very inspired by Patti Smith and Yoko Ono, and basically generally more like artists that don't like always have a very big voice but have a lot to say. And I would say about Madonna and about Britney Spears, just to answer those questions, I mean, I'm not so inspired by Britney Spears, to be honest. I thought it was interesting when she made the media stunt and cut off all her hair when people called her crazy. Madonna, I don't know, I think it's inspiring that she went all the way for it and was uncompromising and wasn't really a super great singer actually at all, but you know, she made her career and she stood by it. So I think that's interesting. I also actually wanted to answer the question from before about what inspires me about kids. I'm kind of inspired by people of all ages. I have some friends that are in their 60s, some that are my age, and then I've become friends with my student, and so I think there are things that are inspiring in different ages. One thing I really get inspired by with children is that they kind of teach me how to unlearn what I've learned. Like there's some kind of purity over kids that make me unlearn all the culture and all the history. I feel like kids don't see color and gender in the same way as we all do. It's something that they're fed like from early on, but you can very easily see that if somebody comes, like I've been traveling a lot in Asia, for instance. If kids have noticed my skin color, it's been out of curiosity always, like in Asia, for instance, or in Indonesia, where I was living for a while. Kids would come over and just be like, wow, what's going on? Your color is like crazy, and they'd be like comparing their color to me, and that would be really like sweet and innocent, but it was never like, oh, you're different. It was like, wow, that's interesting, I'm curious. And I just heard a kid recently say to a man from Nigeria, why are you so black? And the mom got so embarrassed. And the thing was, it was really like just a very simple, innocent question, and the man was like, no, it's totally fine, like, she's asking me a question, I'm just gonna say that I have more like pigment or melanin or like whatever in my skin. Like it's not even a discussion, it's just like an observation. So I think like all those like values that we put into all those discussions are just so loaded the older we get, but I think that kids can teach us how to unlearn all of those things.
Does anyone else have any questions? Yeah? Okay, great.
I have one more question.
Oh.
Rose, did you come from the heavens?
All right.
Yes, I'd like to say thank you to Alexandra for hosting tonight, and give her a round of applause. And to all of our artists, you just continue to inspire me and motivate me for, continuing to bring the work of International Women Artists Salon forward. And to all of you, our fans and our supporters and our sister fellow artists, you really make the world turn. And we have much more to do, much work to do, but we're in it all together. And I have no doubt that we will together save humanity. So enjoy. Thank you again to Dixa Place, to Kayla, and enjoy each other's company tonight before the other show comes up and fills the space. But please stay, talk with each other, share your cards. Oh, I want to ask, anybody has things coming up that they want to invite people to? There's one more thing.
This is kind of far off, but on November 2nd, I'm going to be headlining a show at the Bowery Electric. So that information should be up on their site soon. And my song comes out on September 26th on Spotify. Different song. It's called Say It. Yeah.
I have a show on September 26th, improv, and another improv show on October 2nd. Both of them are at the Pit, People's Improv Theater. Come on down.
I'm in a show at the Bodega right now, a group show called Re-Patterns. Just try to Google the Bodega. I don't remember the address right now. And I'm also in a show called Northern Light at Buden in Greenpoint. But I think that was said earlier today also. And remember to check us all out on our social media and websites and everything. I'm sure all the info is on the invite. Thank you.
We don't have nothing coming up.
Unless you want to come to Canada.
Or if you have a job.
How about in the audience? Kayla, can you bring up the lights? Wouldn't mind. Anybody in the audience has shows coming up? Any news? Any tidbits?
I just want to say, as a mom, teachers and mentors have such an influence on kids. They're so annoyed by their parents. And I feel blessed to have such dedicated teachers in Rose's life who inspire her to just bring out the best in her.
Yeah. And brings out the best in her. And so don't give up on kids. It's a lot of work, but I think it makes the biggest difference in the world. So, thank you.
Thank you. It was wonderful evening. International Day of the Girl. Sorry, I've had basic surgery, so sometimes it's difficult for me to still speak. Anyway, October 11th, United Nations. International Day of the Girl. It's called IDG. It is now 6 years, to be the 6th anniversary, and it was a resolution that was passed by almost 193 nations to celebrate girls into womanhood. And I'm with on two cells, both education and girls with Serapis International. I'm with the working group on girls. I'm the chair of Girls Against Violence. I'm also with the NGO Committee of Status of Women. I go to the Commission of Status of Women at the UN. I'm going to be at the UN the next 2 weeks. And I will pass along information. There will be, where everyone will be able to attend, get into the UN. There will be children flying in from all over the world. We can host the United Nations. Well, Canada is hosting, Peru and Turkey are our co-hosts. I'm one of the people that are putting on some major projects there with my organizations or NGOs. And you want to pass it along. If you want to come, you have to, of course, sign up for it and go to, and you will get special passes. You just can't walk into the United Nations. So maybe you'd like, everyone here is welcome, and you can talk to, there's some very fine programs actually going to be going on for 10 days at the United Nations after this piece at the General Assembly is over.
But thank you, Sandy, for enlightening us, and we'll be sharing that. But this is the kind of things that through the arts we can bring together social causes and issues around the world. So you see a little bit tonight, our theme, the future is female, but we need our male counterparts to be partners in that. So thank you for being here with us, Rose's father. And Mark, our Dixon Place manager tonight, and I think that's Steve that's in there. So anyways, enjoy each other's company. We'll bring up the music here, and thank you for being here. Oh, tune in to our new podcast, Salon Radio, which is on Podbean.com. So go to podbean.com and search for Salon Radio. We have some great interviews ongoing every week. So thank you so much.